Dawn breaks over the misty fields of Essex, soft light spilling across rolling meadows where songbirds trade melodies with the morning breeze. Welcome to the countryside retreat of Sir Rod Stewart, the raspy-voiced rebel who turned heartbreak into platinum records and rebellion into timeless class. This isn't just a farm. It's where decades of fame, family, and flair all find harmony under the same sky. From the roar of stadiums to the hush of open fields, Rod's life is a ballad that keeps evolving. And it all started with a boy from London chasing a sound. Roderick David Stewart, better known to the world as Rod Stewart, was born on January 10, 1945, in North London, England. The youngest of 5 children, Rod grew up in a modest household where his Scottish father, Robert, and English mother, Elsie, worked hard to keep the family afloat. Like many kids in post-war London, he found joy in simple pleasures, building model trains, kicking a football in the street, and dreaming big. Football, in fact, was his first love. He captained his school's team, represented Middlesex schoolboys, and even tried out for Brentford FC. But fate had a louder, more soulful calling, one that came through the crackle of an old record player spinning Little Richard. By 1963, he joined his first proper band, The Dimensions, as a harmonica player and occasional singer. The following years were a blur of smoky pubs, rickety vans, and relentless ambition. But the big break came in 1966, when he joined guitar legend Jeff Beck in the Jeff Beck Group. Together they cut 2 albums that cracked the US charts and blew open the doors for British rock's next chapter. When the Jeff Beck Group dissolved, Stewart stepped into a new spotlight as lead vocalist for The Faces, alongside Ron Wood, later of the Rolling Stones. Simultaneously, he launched his solo career with Mercury Records. In 1969, his debut album, An Old Raincoat Won't Ever Let You Down, hinted at greatness. His 1970 follow-up, Gasoline Alley, proved it. But it was 1971's Every Picture Tells a Story that changed everything. With tracks like Reason to Believe and the timeless Maggie May, Stewart didn't just score a hit. He created an anthem, both the album and single hit number. One in the UK and US, an extraordinary feat that made him one of the biggest rock stars on the planet. While the Faces kept touring and recording, Stewart's solo fame eclipsed the band. Their 1973 album, Ooh La La, became a farewell of sorts, the last dance before Rod's solo rocket fully took off. By 1975, the band split, and Rod packed his bags for Los Angeles, where the next chapter of his superstardom awaited. In America, Stewart became a symbol of 1970s glamour. Leopard print suits, raspy love songs, and irresistible charm. His 1976 ballad, Tonight's the Night, topped US charts for 8 weeks straight, and in 1978, the disco-flavored Do You Think I'm Sexy made him a global phenomenon. Even when the 1980s brought shifts in musical taste, Rod adapted. His 1981 album, Tonight I'm Yours, went platinum, proving he could groove just as well as he could rock. Over 6 decades, Stewart has sold more than 130 million records, scored 12 number ones, 1 albums, and earned a knighthood for his contributions to music. Ranked among Q Magazine's top 100 singers of all time, his raspy voice remains one of rock's most recognizable instruments. In 2019, the Sunday Times Rich List estimated his fortune at £190 million. Not bad for a one-time cemetery worker. Even now, he's not done. In 2024, Stewart released Swing Fever with Jools Holland's Rhythm and Blues Orchestra, blending old-school charm with his signature soul. And come 2025, he'll return to the Glastonbury stage, a living legend still burning bright. From sold-out arenas and platinum records to quiet mornings and open fields, behind the legend of Rod Stewart lies a gentler rhythm. Because after decades of roaring crowds and flashing lights, even rock royalty needs a place to call home. Essex Farm, paradise in the countryside. Purchased in 1986 for just over $1 million, the farmhouse became far more than a retreat from fame. It became a family sanctuary, a space where Stewart could swap tour buses for tractors and stage lights for sunsets. The property, a sprawling 28-acre haven, perfectly mirrors Stewart's personality. Refined yet playful, traditional yet never dull. Its exterior carries the weight of English history. Plastered walls with intricate detailing, leaded arched windows that flood the rooms with natural light, and ancient oak beams that seem to hum with stories from centuries past. But step inside, and you find an unexpected mix of grandeur and comfort, a blend that could only come from a man who has lived equally in stadiums and quiet country lanes. The main house features 6 spacious bedrooms, each designed with its own distinctive charm. The master suite is a showstopper. Overlooking rolling green pastures, it features a cozy fireplace, a custom Clive Christian wardrobe, and a luxurious rainfall shower that opens to countryside views. Stewart's love for detail shows in every corner, from antique rugs to soft velvet drapes and family photographs that trace a lifetime of hits and heart. Outside, the magic deepens. The gardens are a labor of love, meticulously arranged to reflect both English tradition and Rod's personal flair. The walled rose garden bursts with color each summer, with climbing roses winding around stone archways and a central fountain murmuring softly in the breeze. Beyond it lies the Lime Walk, a double row of trees stretching elegantly down the path, offering the kind of symmetry that makes you stop and breathe. It's both cinematic and serene, a perfect setting for family strolls or quiet reflection. The Essex Farm is not just a display of wealth, it's a piece of Rod's heart. Over the years, it's been the backdrop to birthday parties, family barbecues, songwriting sessions, and the occasional raucous get-together that reminded everyone the rocker never truly retired his wild side. Yet amid all that, there's a deep sense of calm, a reminder that even global icons crave roots. Yet, as grounded as this countryside haven feels, there's another side to Rod that never left the spotlight. A mansion perched high above Los Angeles, where Hollywood luxury meets British flair. Mansion in Beverly Hills, California. Rod Stewart's Beverly Hills Mansion, a sprawling 20,000-square-foot palace of marble, music, and magnificence, is more than just a home. It's his American castle. Purchased in 1991 for around $12 million, the estate reflected Stewart's arrival not just as a global rock legend, but as a man who had conquered both sides of the Atlantic. Today, its estimated value hovers around $74 million, a testament to timeless architecture and Beverly Park's unmatched prestige. This home is the crown jewel of Stewart's real estate empire, a property that blends European opulence with California ease. The moment you arrive, you're greeted by an elegant motor court framed by manicured hedges and a grand fountain glistening under the California sun. Towering columns rise to meet a facade inspired by classic English mansions, a nod to Stewart's heritage, even thousands of miles away from London. Inside, the interiors balance old-world craftsmanship with rock-star flair. The great room, framed by rich mahogany floors and detailed moldings, is anchored by a hand-painted bar, a favorite gathering spot during Stewart's legendary house parties. Multiple fireplaces flicker throughout the home, including in the study and tea room, both designed with unmistakably British character. The kitchen, bright and masterfully designed, centers around a gleaming white marble island that doubles as both a chef's prep station and a social hub. It's the heart of the home, where family breakfasts, late-night conversations, and impromptu jam sessions have all taken place. Upstairs, the master suite redefines luxury. Beyond the spacious bedroom lies a pair of his and hers bathrooms and 2 expansive walk-in closets worthy of a fashion exhibit. Entertainment, of course, is woven into every corner of the mansion. There's a fully equipped cinema for private screenings, a classic speakeasy bar with mood lighting and vintage charm, and an outdoor space that rivals a five-star resort. The backyard unfolds like a scene from a dream. A turquoise swimming pool surrounded by palm trees, a spa-worthy hot tub, an outdoor kitchen for summer parties, and a grand fireplace that turns every night into an occasion. Whether it's a relaxed family gathering or a star-studded soiree, the mansion offers the perfect stage. Over the years, his Beverly Hills driveway has seen everything from British classics to Italian stallions, each one reflecting a different era of his life. Car collection. Ferrari 458 Spider, $240,000. This beauty is Stewart's sunshine chariot, the kind of car that makes you smile before you even start the engine. With its 4.5-liter V8 roaring to life, the 458 Spider goes from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds flat. It's not just fast, it flirts with danger. Drop the top, feel that Californian wind, and you understand why Rod calls it therapy on wheels. The car's agility and howl of the exhaust make it pure joy, an adrenaline ballad in motion. Ferrari F8 Tributo, $300,000. Where the 458 is youthful and wild, the F8 Tributo is mature, elegant, and effortlessly powerful, a gentleman's rocket ship. With 710 horsepower tucked neatly under its sculpted hood, the F8 isn't shouting for attention, it's commanding respect. The craftsmanship inside feels like a luxury suit tailored by Maranello's finest, and it's a car that suits Rod perfectly in his later years, refined, confident, and timelessly cool. Ferrari LaFerrari Aperta, $4 million. Then comes the crown jewel, the LaFerrari Aperta, a machine so rare and audacious it's more myth than car. Only a few hundred exist, and Stewart's is one of them. This open-top hybrid hypercar combines a V12 engine with electric assist for a jaw-dropping 950 horsepower. It's the holy grail of horsepower, part art, part science, and all attitude. Watching Stewart roll out of his Beverly Park gates in this mechanical masterpiece is like seeing a rock god take the stage one last time. Once upon a time, Rod owned a Ferrari Enzo, until he sold it, a decision he later described with a wince. Letting go of that machine, he said, was like selling your platinum record before it hits #1. The Enzo, with its Formula One DNA and screaming V12, was the kind of car that doesn't just move, it performs. And while Stewart has owned dozens of exotics, few left a mark like that one. Rolls-Royce Ghost, $380,000. Not every drive needs to rattle your spine. When Stewart trades adrenaline for elegance, the Rolls-Royce Ghost steps in. Slipping behind its wheel feels, in his words, like sipping tea in a thunderstorm. Total serenity under power. The Ghost is whisper quiet yet mighty, its twin-turbo V12 gliding down Sunset Boulevard as effortlessly as Rod croons through a ballad. Its sophistication on four wheels, proof that true luxury is confidence without noise. After decades of sold-out tours and global fame, the rock icon has mastered the art of enjoying his success. His passport reads like a playlist of the world's most glamorous destinations. Each trip, another verse in the song of a life well lived. Extravagant travels. One of his favorite escapes lies on the shores of Lake Como, Italy. The legendary Via d'Este in Cernobbio. Built in 1873 and steeped in royal history, the five-star resort is the very definition of old-world European elegance. Villa d'Este's famed floating pool, suspended above the shimmering water, is a postcard come to life. For him, Lake Como isn't just a destination, it's a feeling, calm, elegant, and effortlessly refined. But when Stewart craves sunshine with a side of champagne, he heads south to Saint-Tropez, France, the playground of the elite. It's here that he chartered the Emotion 2, a 140-foot luxury yacht that redefines sea travel. Built in 2007 and priced at roughly $156,000 per week, this floating mansion boasts everything from a cocktail bar and open-air cinema to sprawling decks perfect for soaking in the Riviera sun. Whether it's sipping rosé at sunset or watching his children dive into the turquoise waters, Stewart's time aboard the Emotion 2 is a portrait of pure indulgence. Behind every car, every tour, and every tailored suit is a man who's mastered not just rock and roll, but the economics of fame itself, income and net worth. As of today, Sir Rod Stewart's estimated net worth sits around $300 million. That staggering figure isn't just a reflection of chart-topping hits. It's the culmination of over 6 decades of hustle, smart investments, and the rare ability to evolve while staying unmistakably Rod. In February 2024, Stewart made headlines by selling his entire song catalog to Iconic Artists Group for a reported $100 million. A deal that not only immortalized his legacy, but also ensured long-term financial security. Beyond that massive payday, he continues to earn substantial royalties from timeless hits like Maggie May, Forever Young, and Do You Think I'm Sexy? Songs that never really left the radio or streaming charts. For Rod, music isn't just nostalgia, it's perpetual income. Over his career, he's sold more than 250 million albums worldwide across 30-plus studio releases, including fan favorites like Every Picture Tells a Story and the Great American Songbook series. Each of those records adds layers of residual income from digital platforms, licensing, and publishing, meaning that even when he's off the stage, the cash registers still sing his songs. Touring remains one of Rod's most lucrative ventures. His Las Vegas residencies alone pull in tens of millions annually, while global tours often break 8 figures. In 2010, he grossed $32 million from just 35 shows, proving that age has done little to dull his star power. Even in 2025, his much-anticipated Glastonbury headline showcased his resilience. He reportedly spent £300,000 of his own money on the performance, a testament to his perfectionism and pride in his craft. Despite health setbacks, including a brief tour pause due to flu recovery, Stewart remains one of the few classic rockers still commanding massive live audiences. Through all of it, his fortune has never been just about luxury. It's been about freedom. The freedom to sing what he wants, drive what he loves, and live life entirely on his terms. And when it comes to how that freedom has shaped the man behind the fame, his relationships, family, and the heart beneath the headlines, that's a whole other story. Personal life. Stewart became a father young, just 18, when his first child, Sarah Streeter, was born to Susanna Boffey, a girlfriend from his early London days. The couple, struggling financially, made the painful decision to put their daughter up for adoption. For decades, Sarah grew up away from her famous father's world, but in 2008, the two reconnected. His first marriage to Alana Stewart, the glamorous model and actress, brought him into the Hollywood spotlight. They had 2 children, Kimberly and Sean Stewart, and for a while, their lives looked like a Rolling Stone fantasy: luxury, beauty, and fame. But behind the champagne glow came turbulence. The couple eventually divorced, and Rod once admitted that he wasn't ready to be a husband, a rare confession from a man so often defined by confidence and charisma. Then came his second act in love and heartbreak with Rachel Hunter, another stunning model who was just 21 when they wed in 1990. Together they had Renee and Liam, and for 16 years they seemed inseparable. But fame and age differences took their toll, and by 2006 the marriage dissolved in one of Britain's most publicized celebrity splits. Reports claimed Hunter initially sought as much as $75 million in the divorce. Stewart later joked, half wistful, half wounded, that he was cheaper than a Picasso, but more entertaining. By his 60th birthday, Rod had entered a new, gentler phase of life. With Penny Lancaster, a statuesque model and television personality, he found balance and fatherhood once again. Their sons, Alistair, born 2005, and Aidan, born 2011, represent the softer, family-oriented side of a man once known for living on adrenaline. Married in 2007, the couple's relationship has endured the test of fame and time, marking Stewart's most stable partnership yet. But Rod's story isn't just written in romance, it's also defined by resilience. In 2000, he was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, forcing him to relearn how to sing, a terrifying task for a man whose voice built an empire. Then in 2017, he faced prostate cancer, which he battled privately before announcing in 2019 that he had beaten it. Each health scare became another verse in his song of survival. Now in his 80s, Stewart balances touring with quiet moments at home, surrounded by children and grandchildren. He's learned to laugh at the chaos of his past, embracing both his scars and his legacy. In his words, "I've made mistakes, but I've loved deeply, and I wouldn't trade that for anything." Because for Rod Stewart, love, messy, magnificent, and unforgettable, will always be the encore that defines his life. If you enjoyed this journey into the life behind the legend, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, because every week we bring you closer to the homes, stories, and souls of the world's most fascinating icons. Thank you for watching, for listening, and for being part of this journey where every house tells a story and every legend leaves a song behind.